doing things you can't believe. It's the three-man week.
Yo, what's good out there, good people, man? You got your three favorite guys from your favorite podcast, the Three Man Weave podcast. With me, as always, I
You
got
already know, baby. He'll go regardless. Let's get it.
what? Hill ain't here?
Hill, man. Hill is healing. He gotta get that money. He's a family man now.
Yeah,
So
he definitely a family man.
by all means, he gotta get that money. So in Hill's place, we just got nobody. It's just gonna be me, Cannon. We
Yep.
running this thing. We
We
flying
two
this.
man weaving.
Let me drive the boat.
All right, let's
So
do it.
so it's AJ Presidente. Who I
hmm
got with me?
You got your boy Cannon. You know I'm here as always, holding it down. I'm a represent.
You know, the long line of the famous cannons, you dig?
Yeah, the long line. It's a long line of us, and we all out here doing big things, man. We doing big things. So shout out to the Cannon Boys, man. Shout out to the Cannon Boys.
I would like to give a big shout out to my mama. Happy birthday. She finally
Ooh, yes.
21. So we
Yes.
going out getting drinks later. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, mama. I know you be listening, so I'm trying not to cuss.
Happy birthday. Yep. Live it up.
And Cannon's not gonna say the N-word this episode.
Yes, I am not. And this is
Hill.
episode what? 38?
38. Before we get started, Hill, let them know where you can find us. You already know you can find us on Instagram, 3manweave _ Twitter, 3manweave _ You can hit us up at our email, podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. And you can also find us on all your streaming platforms.
All of them,
YouTube, Apple,
Mhm.
Stitcher, Spotify,
Yep.
Anchor. We everywhere. So if you're looking
Everywhere.
for us,
Hit the
you can find
subscribe.
us.
Hit that like button. We need all the support we can get, and we're going to keep trying to bring y'all all the news, all the commentary, all the analysis that y'all love. So it is what it is.
5 stars. And just to let you know, all of our, loyal listeners, we are working on something special for us.
Yes, we are.
Actually, for you guys, because we are a podcast of the people. So
Yep.
we're doing something that's in the works to make sure that we can put everything in one single place. We'll have, a little chat room for everyone where you can find all of us, and you'll actually be able to get some of our thoughts and takes on certain things in between episodes. So stay tuned. We got something really, really big coming for you. Cannon, I'm missing a shout out. It's really important. It's you know who it is?
Who?
We gotta shout out Mick Customs, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. MC
Shout out
Customs, man.
Yeah, shout out to Marty McFly.
Man.
Big
Always
things.
holding us down.
Exactly. That's who provides us with our shirts.
Mhm.
All of our merch. That's what he does for us, man. We just want to shout him out. Thank you for looking out for us, man.
And we got some new pieces coming, some exclusive pieces. So I think y'all might want to look for these. Shout out to McFly Customs, man. McFly Designs.
Summertime is gonna be fun. So yeah, man, it's episode 38. It is episode 38, right?
Yeah, I believe so, man. If not, we rolling with it.
Yeah, episode 38. It's July 15th, 4 o'clock.
Yep.
On a Monday. It's about the Monday is Monday that I done had in all time. So where can we start, man? Let's jump into it. What you it's for me today, Cannon?
Man, I first want to start off on a sour note, man. Honestly, it's we two man weaving it today, and you and I consider us the diehard boxing fans out of the group, and woke up this morning to some sad news that we lost one of the all-time greats, man. And I know, a lot of people, are big fans of Floyd Mayweather, or that style of boxing, man. And if you do not know, man, all of that originated with Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker, man. I mean, the flash, the being able to throw punches and not being able to be touched, the technical, working off of the jab. I mean, his game was beautiful, man. And I'm just gonna speak on the beautiful parts of his career, man. I'm not even gonna touch the negative stuff. He was just a legit boxer. If you know boxing from that mid '80s to that mid '90s, he reigned supreme. About 10 years strong.
Absolutely, welterweight man. He was one of the pioneers. He's one of the ones that set that style up and really gave it light. So I
Hmm.
definitely want to send condolences to Sweet Pea and his family. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for the boxing world, but
Yeah, man.
especially to go out like that, man. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate, but he definitely left his mark on the world. So it's a celebration of life, not
yeah,
to really
definitely. I agree, man.
put much
I
of a damper
agree.
on the thing. Well,
Because
what since we
boxing done came a long way.
absolutely, and since we own boxing, we got something coming up this week, and I really wish Hill was here for it.
But
I
it's
really,
okay.
I
It's
really
okay.
wish Hill was here for this one because this is I know that
We got a lot of
it,
boxing coming up.
exactly he in between the rock and the hard place on this one because he mad at Keith Thurman because it's a get back year, baby, and he feel like Keith Thurman been ducking and dodging and ain't
Hmm. Yeah.
and ain't really been showing up to fight. But he also been giving me hell over Manny Pacquiao.
He been
What
giving you
what he
hell.
think, and I be trying to tell him, Manny Pacquiao, he's a legend in this game. You
He's a
gotta get that
legend.
man, you gotta give him his
He
respect.
is a legend.
And so we got Keith one time Thurman
Hmm.
versus Manny Pacquiao,
Hmm.
and I think it's gonna be a good one. What you think about it?
Whew, man. I kind of agree somewhat with Hill with Keith Thurman, man, and how he has handled his whole get back season. I understand the logistics of boxing. I think he did it smart.
Hmm.
But I can understand. Hill is what he always says. He speaks for the casual fan. So it's like when he's speaking from a fan standpoint. And I
Absolutely.
agree, as a fan, I would have liked to see more competitive fights with his comeback. Now I understand, me as being a diehard boxing fan, I understand the business of it, and I understand that you're just not gonna throw your fighter to the wolves like that. But looking at Pacquiao, his last fight was kind of impressive to me. Just seeing how he came out. Keith Thurman last fight was kind of shaky, but he did. He pulled it all together. Um, I'm on the fence. It's like a legend versus the up and comer. I'm just gonna go with youth. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with youth. That could be a cop out, but I'm gonna roll with Keith one time Thurman, man.
You going with the youth?
I'm going with the
I,
youth.
I'm rolling with the wisdom. I got I got
That's
I,
perfect.
I gotta go with Pacquiao just because, man. I'm also biased because Manny Pacquiao, Diego Corrales,
Hmm.
and Muhammad Ali, and of course Aaron Pryor. Like those are some of my favorite fighters of all time. So to me,
Cutthroat,
Pac
man.
to me, it's like I'm biased, but I also think that Pacquiao, he has the smarts, he has the wherewithal, he has the boxing acumen, and he still, even though he doesn't have that power that he once possessed when he beat the hell out of Cotto and when
Hmm.
he beat the hell out of Margarito, he's
He
still
still got some punch left.
he still got some pop. He's still awkward. He's still lightning quick.
And how is that? Like, that's why watching his last fight, I was more impressed than, like, I'm like, okay, this is just a money grab. But he came out there and he looked solid. And I'm like, the jab is still quick, the counter punch is still there, and he still got a little pop. So it's like he's 40 what? 41? 40?
I think he's about 41. And the thing is, the reason why is, to me, he's able to still keep that speed, even though he may have lost that pop. His punches are compact. A
Yeah,
lot of these
it's
fighters,
short.
they
It's
but Manny
short, man.
Pacquiao, he's not afraid to get in. Throughout Manny Pacquiao's career, he's always taken some punches. He'll
Hmm.
take he'll take
Yeah,
one to get he'll take one to
yeah,
get two or three on you.
yeah.
So if you're not able to keep him off with a flurry, he's gonna take your jab. He's gonna take your jab in the right. And he's gonna get inside you and he's gonna throw those, and he throws from those awkward angles, just how he got that knockout off of Ricky Hatton. He came up and then threw that overhand right, put him down.
Put
So it's
him
just
down.
like those punches are compact and he's accurate with them. And so that's why I feel he's gonna be able to really, give Keith Thurman problems because, for one, this Manny Pacquiao, like I said, Manny Pacquiao's a legend. He's been in some wars.
Hmm.
Keith Thurman, he's been in some fights. He's been in some close fights with some people who ain't been in as many battles as Manny Pacquiao.
And he's not that battle tested. I will say that.
Manny Pacquiao got more knockouts than Keith Thurman got fights.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's just like Manny Pacquiao, he's been doing this. He's went up through the ranks. He's fought way bigger men, and he's put the beats on them. And so it's just like I'm still gonna give it to the legend, man.
And Thurman, he scared me his last fight, man.
I
got in trouble a little bit.
Absolutely, but I also attribute that to ring rust because
that's definitely
you in there, you know, like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face, and you can look good. You can look good as hell while you in the camp. You know, you be hitting the mitts. The mitts be sounding off that heavy bag. Oh yeah, that shit popping. Then you get hit in the face, and you ain't got that headgear on. You be like, whoa, wait a minute.
That rock your brain.
This shit. And it's just like, and anybody can relate to it. It's like getting punched in the face for the first time, and you weren't really expecting it. Or you be in the backyard shadow boxing with people. You think you're like, oh, I got hands, and then you get in your first real fight, and they actually trying to hit you for real, and you like.
And see, that's why, man. I thank God. I've been blessed my whole life. I've never had a clean shot landed on me, man. My whole life. Been in a lot of fights too, man. Been in a lot of fights.
Man, I didn't have a couple. It's okay though. It's okay. Cause I've never gotten a clean shot when it was 1-on-1. But one time at JMU, I actually told this story on the Bomani Jones podcast once. It was me, my boy G-Day, and two of his friends. We was up at JMU. The whole football team on us four. It was like all I remember. I just saw everybody running towards us. So I saw the first person in front of me hit him. Next thing I know, I felt something, felt like a brick, but obviously it was a punch hit me in the back of the head.
That's a cheap shot, man.
The worst thing that happened though is I fell. And it was just like boots to back. And then next thing I know, I'm trying to slide underneath a car, trying to get away from the Timberlands.
The
shirt was ripped
up.
So
look, why in the world is the football team chasing you?
All right. So here's what happened. So let's
you did something.
I did not. So Cannon, you know me. You know how, especially in my college days.
Yeah,
how I could drink.
Yeah, true.
So we walking across the street. We bagged a couple shorties. So we going down the street. You know, we pre-gamed and everything like that. We crossing the street. I bagged the shorty. So she's like, hey, yo, we at this hookah spot. So I'm crossing the street. She's in the park. She's at the hookah spot across the street. I could see it. Like visually, I could see it. So I'm leading the pack. I'm hyped. You know what I mean? You know, like when you're in a new place and you feel like, hey, you know what I mean? I might get this new one. Yeah. So it's just like, oh, I got a little pep in my step. All I hear behind me is, watch where you going, pussy. And I'm like,
oh, they talking to me?
I know that voice. They weren't talking to me. I look back. It's my boy's boy. The dude I don't even know.
Yeah. He
bumped into this dude. He's all of like 5'3". This dude is like 6'1", 220. And I'm like, hey, bro, why? And so like I'm just like, I stand in between them. I'm like, yo, hey, look, he a little drunk. He don't really know how to handle his liquor. And he's still yapping. I'm like, hey, bro, please shut up. We got a little situation that I'm trying to get to. Just relax. Let's go. And so dude is like, they arguing back and forth. And as I'm trying to like, you know, de-escalate the situation, I just see someone walking at me with haste.
Yeah.
And he getting real close. So I was
that's unfortunate, man.
I had to hit him because he got too close. So I hit him. And then when I hit him, the little guy hit me. And so, like I said, I stumbled forward and I tried to turn around. And as soon as I turn around, I see over his shoulder people running. So like I'm trying to wrestle with him, and like the big guy gets him off of me. And as he's like pulling him away, I see JMU football. And that's why I seen all them people running towards me. I'm like, God damn it. And do you know, I text Shorty like, yo, we just got jumped. Her first words was,
So you're not coming.
I'm like, no, like my shirt's ripped. I'm over here. This was back when Sperry's was popping. I'm out here fighting this some goddamn Sperry's, and she's just like,
Yo,
so you're not coming? No, I'm not coming.
yo.
My whole night is
Women
blown.
are unrelentless, man.
Like what? No,
That's
I don't
unrelentless.
know. Unless you gonna give me some TLC, I'm not trying to be at this hookah bar and court you right now.
But you
I'm
know
just
what?
trying to. We driving back to Petersburg right now.
I don't. She doesn't even believe that you got jumped, AJ, and that's the thing. Like,
All she had to do was come outside. We was
what's
in the
the
parking
odds?
lot.
What's the odds? Though she's like, what's the odds? This man that got jumped. Like, it's just another excuse, another guy, another excuse. I'm tired of it. You know what? Are you coming or not? No. Bye. Women, man.
I'm so upset. Anyway, man, we got off
Yeah,
on a tangent.
yeah, we did. So
But
look.
go ahead.
All right. So look. You said you're rolling with Pac. I'm rolling with Thurman. I don't know who Hill gonna roll with. He gonna leave his take.
Yeah, he'll leave his take at the end, but he's gonna give us the most reluctant pick on this fight ever.
I'm banking that he's going with Thurman.
Oh, I know he's gonna go with Thurman, but he's gonna be reluctant to go with Thurman just
Yep.
off the Pacquiao
Yep.
hate that
He
he
don't
has.
even
So
like this fight. He don't
no,
even like. He's not even
he's
looking forward to it.
he's not gonna watch it. He's not gonna watch it on demand. None of that.
No.
He don't want no parts of this.
Yeah. So if you've been following us on social media this week, you know that last week we kind of shined a little bit on all the pundits out there. We had our very own AJ be the only one to predict where Kawhi Leonard was going to land during free agent. And not only did he predict it, he had sound reasoning to back it up, which appeared to be the real reason why it happened in the first place. So kudos to AJ. However,
Well,
that same very episode, we got the captain on that episode, what we heard the rumors of, Westbrook wants out of OKC and, potential Houston may be a potential destination with the trade for CP3. Everybody on the 3-Man Weave podcast, Cannon, Hill, AJ, all of us emphatically said, no way, won't happen. Just can't. Nobody wants CP3 contract. So fast forward an episode, here we are. It happened. CP3 to OKC with a lot of picks for my man Westbrook. What's your take, AJ?
of all the places, I didn't really see that happening.
I did not see that happening, bro. I did not.
I was wrong. I was wrong. But in my defense, I thought that the Thunder would just be like, okay, we're gonna try and rebuild around Westbrook after we lost PG. We got all these draft picks, we got some draft capital, we're gonna try and make some moves. Because they were a cap strapped team, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, we can move this PG contract, get him up out of here, free some space, use these draft picks, kind of get some people in here that we can work around with Russ. I didn't see a Russ move coming just off of everything
Houston.
Especially like I said, not with Houston. I knew that they were trying to get rid of CP3's contract in Houston.
I thought they were stuck with that.
I thought they were stuck with that. The only suitor I thought they can call the Knicks and see if the Knicks was still stupid. Knicks was like, nah, we're not gonna do this one. Because
I thought the only option that they had would be a team that didn't have a superstar already, that had a lot of cap space and a lot of picks to get rid of. So, I thought that maybe there would be a market for Russ, but just the whole story of Russ for CP3, I just thought that was too far-fetched. And that goes to just show you, like, man, this offseason in the NBA has been a one from the video games. Like, it's one for the books, bro. It's players doing whatever they want. It's GMs they swinging for the fences. It's GMs also doing incredibly stupid things that is unheard of. So it's like it's been a crazy free agent frenzy this offseason, man.
Yeah, and it was like, so prior to this trade going down, there was a lot of rumors about Russ going to Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Definitely was.
this was in between episodes, so we didn't really get to talk about it. But it was just like I was telling y'all the whole time. Hill, as many of you might know, if you don't know, Jimmy Butler is one of
That
Hill's
would have
favorite
been
players.
That
And
is
so,
his no. That's his
yeah,
favorite.
that is his favorite player. And I was trying to tell him, I'm like, I don't really know how Jimmy Butler and Russ are gonna coexist.
I would
He was
like
like,
to see it.
and he was like, it's gonna work. When Jimmy play, like when Russ plays, his sidekick, they always get off this and that in
That's
typical
true.
Hill
That's a
fashion.
good point.
And you know what? He was starting to sell me, but what he can't sell me on is Harden and Russ playing together. That shit ain't happening.
Hey,
It
that
ain't
is
happening.
you psychic, bro.
It's
You are
not happening.
no, you're psychic because that was my very next question, bro, on this whole topic. Like, because people want to know, can Russell and Harden coexist? And I'm with you, AJ. I am very, very skeptical. I'm skeptical. But there is a very, 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 very slim chance to where it can work. Hear me out. Now, first of all, Russell dropped like 13 dimes a game. Okay. I guess you can say it comes at inopportune times or the last 2 minutes or fast breaks or whatever. Doesn't matter. He's still dropping 13 dimes per game, right? So Russell, he's able to pass the ball. James dropped 5 to 7 dimes per game, which is, they just do a lot of ISO ball, down there, which is they gotta change that if it's gonna work. And they gotta be able. James, I think, has the ability to be a spot up shooter. He has a nice jump shot. I think he could be a spot up shooter. He's just been dribbling off. He's been doing a lot of shooting off the dribble. I think we got to see if that can work. But if not, one thing's for sure, I know who can slash off the dribble or off the catch. Russell can do that. So if James wanna dominate the ball, either way, one of these guys, they're gonna have to compromise. You feel me? And compromise is the only way that this thing is gonna work. It doesn't sound good, but listen, how many teams are a threat to them out there?
Clippers.
Cause look at it this way. Don't look at the top teams. Look at it this way. They
Am I supposed to look
listen.
at the top teams though?
No, so look, they were a playoff team with CP3, right? You take CP out and get Westbrook. I think no matter how you slice it, Houston gets better.
Okay. So I kind of want to debate you there.
Come
So
on,
yes,
homie.
they'll be a playoff team. They will be a playoff team because you have
And
two
that's all I'm giving them. I'm not giving them nothing
you
else.
have two MVP players. But my whole thing is, when they made this trade, their championship odds went up. I'm like, I just don't feel like when it comes down to it, you've seen it time and time again. Once it comes playoffs, hero ball don't work. You gotta run an offense.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna go ISO. You
But
go
that's a
go
coaching.
ISO.
Like, how can that come down to players though? That's a coaching issue right there. If we're playing hero ball every year in the playoffs, can I put that on players?
Sometimes, yeah, because when certain players get the ball, they're a ball stopper and they'll dribble the
What
air
if
out the ball.
what if that's
And
the
now you got
daggone-
two.
What if that's the plan though?
Okay, if that's the plan, then you're not gonna make it. But then, like I said before, I've seen Mike D'Antoni play, his scheme with a wide open offense, and they move the basketball around, they push the pace. And
I
stuff
have
like
seen him. I have seen him move it around, but his pace. I mean, his style has always been go. All the way back to Nash, and it's always been go.
Okay,
They never,
but wait.
They never do half court stuff.
Okay, so that's my point. So that's exactly where I wanted you. They never do half court stuff, and you got Russell Westbrook.
I hate you, son.
Like Russell Westbrook, me and him we might shoot the same percentage from three.
Yeah,
He's a terrible 3-point shooter. So
he's streaky, man. He can get hot,
but
overall, it looks bad. It looks bad.
Exactly, but he's a He's a shooter who can't shoot. He loves to
Like that.
do that pull up three, but can't shoot it.
Yeah, he'll
And
airball that thing in a
he'll
minute.
airball it. He'll get those long rebounds, and a lot of his rebounds he'll airball it. And just because he's super hyperactive and
He
annoying as
might get,
hell,
yeah, he might get back.
he
Yeah,
might get the
and
rebound.
that's how he be getting out.
And that's how he get his triple doubles. And so that's my whole thing. Like in that offense, you got Russell Westbrook, and you running in transition. You got James Harden pushing it, and Russell Westbrook sitting out, on the 3-point line, and James Harden kick it, and he shoot it. He take a transition three, and he airball it. That's a lost possession, and I feel like he can kill drives that way. He can definitely kill drives that way, and that's
I
definitely
agree,
going to hurt him.
but
I don't see them as a championship team at all.
to that point, Harden can kill drives at that top of the key with that dribbling between his legs 10 times in a row.
And hit that double step back.
The double step back.
I just don't understand how the NBA should be ashamed of themselves. I can't wait till this season when I want to see the first coach throw a challenge flag when he hit that. I want to see how far that coach. Can you imagine?
I can't believe that, son. That they're
you
bringing in the challenge
Doc Rivers,
flag.
how far Doc Rivers is gonna throw that flag with James
It's gonna
Harden?
be all the way across. It's gonna be all the way across the court,
It might get stuck in James Harden's beard. He gonna throw it that far,
bro. I feel like the only time that NBA is such a fast-paced game. There's gonna be missed calls. I don't want to stop the game every time for that with challenge flags. I feel like it was.
They only get one, right?
Even if they only get one, that's 2 per team. That's 2 extra dumb timeouts we got during the game. Listen, the last 2 minutes is
basketball got so many timeouts plus TV timeouts.
And the last 2 minutes is the only time that it really, really matters. Like, you want to make sure the right person. If it's 6 minutes left, is this possession really is this determining the game for you? No. In the last 2 minutes, it's a 4-point game, and it went out on AJ's fingertips. We need to know for sure. I'm with it doing that. But other than that, let's keep the game moving. The games are 3 hours long already. And we gotta wait for these West Coast games where all the top duos are West Coast right now.
NBA,
we're gonna be up late.
I'm gonna tell you like this, NBA. Stop putting all these NBA games at 10 o'clock on the West Coast.
The Cali people gotta get off from work, bro.
I don't. Half them people in Cali don't even work anyway. They be at Starbucks at 3 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. So you know what you can do? Give me that game at about 7, 8 o'clock.
They could give us
8 o'clock. They get to the games late anyway, so you might as well put it at 8 o'clock. I know they got to get through traffic and all that. So put it at 8 o'clock Eastern. Hey, it's right at 5.
Yeah.
I even say give us 8:30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like give us 8:30. Like
But then what they gonna do with the East Coast games?
Who you want to see in the East?
I don't want to see anybody in the
Nobody.
East. What? They have to play.
That
Wizards
Wizards Knicks game on NBA TV. Nobody want to see it. They don't even go to the actual stadium to see that. So I'm not watching that on TV.
Shout out McFly Customs, McFly Designs.
Yeah.
Marcus Morgan had a little post on Facebook. He was saying they need to just go to the top 16 teams or top 15, or top 16, top 14, whatever. They need to go to that to make the playoffs. And if they take that model, I do think the league would be so much more interesting because you wouldn't have just, let's be honest, like the Eastern Conference, we knew like the Bucks had a chance and Toronto. We knew that nobody else had a chance out of that. We knew that Philly would cause some noise, Boston would cause some noise, but ultimately we knew that they wasn't gonna go.
So I used to bang that drum very, very loudly for quite some time. And then I realized the NBA doesn't necessarily want to do that because of travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
The travel, if you have, say
too many West Coast games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So say you have, say you have Sacramento, and then they're in a first round tournament against the Heat. That travel alone is just going to be a lot. Yeah, and so I think
that is a lot.
That's why they're not necessarily just going to that straight top 16 format and seeded 1 through 16. So Yes, I like I said, I would love to see that. And then I also think that would make teams actually want to be more competitive just because if you're in the East, you just can't win, 35, 40 games and just say, oh, we're going to make it to the.
Or why not make it 4 divisions? Why do 2 conferences? Because let's be real, Milwaukee is not the East Coast.
No, but neither is San Antonio ain't even on the West.
That's my
So,
point.
yeah, so I
Thank
get
you.
so it can I think it kind of be like football where they do a East,
Mm-hmm.
West, North,
Yep.
and South, which is a possibility. Um, I think that could work
Yeah.
because but they also do
You heard it here
they,
first. Three
they
man
do
weave, baby.
they do the 2 conferences and then they break that up into divisions. But so yeah, I get what you're saying. While we
Possibility.
while we're
Now,
here tweaking, oh no, go ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna say before we move on, because this was the can the Russ and Harden thing work? Can this thing work? CP3, what you do with him? Where's his career go? What's happening with him? Like, is it over?
Bro,
What, man?
we didn't think he can get traded in the first place.
That's why I'm
if,
asking you,
if
bro.
we didn't think he could get traded in the first place, he got traded to OKC. OKC has nobody else that any team want. Maybe Sam Adams. I
Yeah,
mean, but you can. What
yeah,
team
man,
can?
but I'll take Sam Adams.
But can you take Sam Adams with CP3
I
contract?
can't take CP3 at all. That's listen.
Exactly.
They
So
I
so
don't
look,
know.
but
I don't honestly.
before
I
you
don't know what I would do
Cannon,
with CP3.
Cannon. Before you go any further, OKC told us exactly what they're gonna do with CP3 because the minute he got traded,
They
a
trying to,
report came out saying that CP3 won't play a day
yeah,
in an OKC uniform.
but he might, man. They finding
I
it
think
hard.
what was it? What was it yesterday? A report came out. Oh, OKC, they're not opposed to actually keeping CP3. No, you ain't got no choice because you was the only
They called
dumbasses
around,
to
yeah.
actually
Which we
take on
said.
his
We tried to
contract.
tell him. Yep.
If the Knicks won't make the trade, why would you? Why would you do something the Knicks won't do?
Hey, I don't
Come
know.
on,
I don't know with that.
come on. In the words of the great Chris Carter, come
You know
on,
why?
man.
You know why? Do you have the supporter question?
Oh yes, supporter question.
So
So
I think the supporter question is gonna kind of lead us on that path of that question that you just asked.
this is a great
Why would
question.
they do something that the Knicks wouldn't do?
This question is from my guy, BP, Brandon Paulson. Says, what's good, bros? First, he actually
What
makes a good
up?
point. He says, I just want to make a point, then ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
With talent spread across the NBA and balance officially being back restored, the road
Yes.
to the finals is wide open. I
Why?
think it will come down to how good the front offices and coaches are.
Definitely.
If you look at the teams that have made significant moves, it's been teams with reputable front offices and well-known coaches. I just made a point, but here's my question. How important of a role do you guys think front offices and coaching will play in the success or every team? I think he meant of. How important of a role do you think front offices and coaches will play in the success of every team across the NBA? You want to hop in first?
Yeah, I'll hop in first. I think it plays a huge role. And by huge, I'll go ahead and slice the pie. I give it 50%. I give it the brass. When I talk about the brass, I'm talking about ownership. I'm talking about operations. I'm talking about day to day. I'm talking about GMs, coaches, training staff, the whole shebang. And you need that to be functional just as much as you need your players and their chemistry on the floor to be functional. Um, Case in point, let's just look back at the most recent dynasty or the most two recent dynasties, Golden State and the Spurs. I think they have coaching. They had it. When you look at Steve Kerr, we're just going to give it to Kerr. He got the resume. Some people still question him, but he has a resume. Pop for sure definitely has the resume. They have an ownership that has been traditionally on the same page as the coach, and also a GM that has been on the same page with the coach. And what you got to see from those last two recent dynasties is those teams every year, even if they didn't win back to back, were at least a team to be reckoned with.
Exactly.
And they were consistently able to put out, just because they had that good brass, they were consistently able to put out the product on the floor, because that's what's going to get you the product on the floor ultimately is your front office. So to BP, I think you nailed it right on there. We could see from this free agency, like teams with well-known people in the front office, well-known coaches, that attracts players. And it takes players to win championship. I think one hand washes the other. I think it's a 50-50 split. You gotta both wash the face. That's a AJ bars. Come on, man. We don't need you here. We got bars without you, man. Come on, where you at, baby?
What?
Baby.
What it do, baby? But nah, so in years past, I wouldn't give that much credit / onus to the front office because the players actually get on the floor and play. But what you're seeing now is this turn from what the front offices used to be to them going to more analytics.
Yes.
NBA has like baseball and NBA have been the most two analytical driven sports. And so a lot of these front offices, they just are by the numbers, by the numbers, by the numbers.
Yeah.
And what they're starting to realize is you can't just be by the numbers, because on the court, it's a little bit different, because yes, this person may do this well and his numbers are good this way, and this person may do that well. And so their numbers equal up to this. But you also have to realize personalities, people, like it's still like humans. This ain't Amazon where it's just a whole bunch of machines and drones dropping shit off.
Yeah.
It's people involved now. And just like Daryl Morey, he was like, oh, the analytics, let's get CP3 in here, put him with James Harden. We got a point guard, we got a two guard that, you know, are top of the league at their position, et cetera, et cetera. And their personalities clash. So yes, now I think it's like, look at Kobe Altman with the Cavaliers. They brought him in, you know, he was a analytics guy, and then got him up out of there quick, because it's more than just these numbers work out. How well do you know the numbers, and how well can you make these numbers fit to build our team? You still got to realize that the people have to match as well. So now, because if they're trying to make it such an analytical team, like analytical driven sport, I really believe that the front offices are going to have to bear a lot of this burden. So I'm going to go 55% on the front offices, because the front offices that realize, yes, that can blend analytics and just human interaction are going to be the ones that succeed.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to think of Kawhi. You got to get Kawhi. How you going to, they didn't get Kawhi based off of analytics. They got Kawhi based off of who do you want? You want Paul George? This is a person that you want, that you like? Okay, we'll get him.
They made him happy. That's an old-fashioned way to get somebody.
Bron knew he wanted AD. AD knew he wanted Bron. Those are two personalities that they feel like they can mesh. And if you take it back to the Heat weren't just, the analytics were, these were like friends who actually games mesh together. And that's why I don't think, that's also another reason why I don't think Harden and Russ are going to work out, because they friends, but you got to also realize, like, you ever had that cousin, you know, y'all hang out all the time, and whenever you like, oh, mom, can such and such, me and my cousin Eder, whenever Eder spent the night, Friday, Saturday, we good. We played on the same football team, baseball team, basketball team, all of that. Friday, Saturday, we was good. Come Sunday, we was fighting. Because our personalities clashed, because we was both we both were dominant personalities. And so I'm older than him just by a couple months. So it's not like I'm technically big cuz, but I'm not, like, in his eyes, like, we the same age.
Yeah, definitely.
And so if I'm trying to be the alpha, and he's like, nah, let me be the alpha. Oh, we gonna clash, because this is my time. And he's like, it's my time. And so that's what happens. And that's why I think certain times it's like, okay, you think it's gonna work out. You think that, we have these two players and they're friends. It don't always work out like that.
Yeah.
It don't.
That's very true.
And so I think it's really gonna be on these front offices to really decide, like, yes, the numbers look good and the analytics, they equal out. I don't even know what they like. I don't know how you find out a player's player efficiency rating, but yeah,
It's a lot. It's just a lot of stats divided by
it's
a lot
a
of
lot
other
of
stats.
exactly. And so
Time of possession, stuff like that. You can really track it though. I
yeah, no,
mean,
I'm
the way
sure
that
I
they've
can.
come
I
up with
just
the formula
don't.
for player efficiency, it's legitimate because I do stats. Like stats has always been my background even before teaching. Um, and so like the way that they track it, it is real. But the thing that I always tell y'all about stats is, man, like stats is like in a vacuum. It's like you're looking at it in a vacuum. Stats really only apply to that one game that it happened in. And the thing is, we put so much, because we love stats of a game, we put so much weight onto career stats, and career stats are skewed big time, man. Cause just think about, if you look at LeBron and his career, right? He's going to probably average almost 27, 28, 26, something like that for his career, right?
Pace and
Bro,
space.
he's literally played for his career. He's almost played 20% in garbage time. And that's even for a superstar.
Mhm. But then also you also got to realize eras are different.
Yeah.
Times change.
Yeah.
The NBA now is way more open. There's way bigger of an emphasis on the 3-point shot. So
Hmm.
now you're not just shooting twos. You're getting a lot more 3 points added up. And so it's just different. And that's one thing that I never really like comparing players from different
Eras. Yeah.
eras.
I don't like that
Like
neither. I hate.
I don't like saying, oh, you know, Bron's the greatest of all time, Kobe's the greatest of all time, Jordan is the greatest of all time. What I will say is, to
They were the
me, just
greatest of their time.
the greatest of their time. And what I can say is, like, Bron is to me, LeBron James is the best basketball player I've ever seen. Just even watching old film and stuff like that, just because what he does, he can do so much
Yeah, you
more.
can do a
Like
lot, man.
he, like just in his prime, he can facilitate, he can get to the cup, he can shoot, he can carry a team. And to me, he's just the best that I've seen. That's why when people talk, like, even with quarterbacks, to me, Peyton Manning was the best quarterback in my eyes that I've ever seen, just because he just redefined the game. And it's a team sport,
Yeah,
but just him
cerebral,
specifically,
cerebral.
he was the one who really got quarterbacks to make adjustments at the line and
Hmm.
really basically call their own game. And so that's just my thing. So I don't. The eras are different, so like I'm not trying to necessarily compare. So yes, I feel like a lot of these players will start to get in the top and the scoring just because players are scoring more because the
Thank you.
foul
It's
you
more
get
threes, like you
it's more
said.
it's more threes. You get to the foul. You see how often James Harden gets to the
He's
foul
at
line?
that line and he's got an opportunity. And that goes to my point. Stats are in a vacuum. So it's like, even if you take, it's in a vacuum of the era that it's in, that game that it's in. It's just so many vacuums when you look at stats. And that's how people say, there's a famous saying, people lie, well, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
That's a lie.
Well, that is a lie, because a man or a woman came up with that. So you already know for a fact that in principle, right there, it's already faulty. Number one,
It's probably a
and
lie.
you
It's a
can make
woman.
you can make numbers do almost anything, man. People been doing it for years. Numbers,
And
man. You can make them do anything.
whatever you want. And it's just like so. Pro actually, I listened to Locked On Bengals podcast and a couple other Locked On um, podcasts for different sports. And last week they actually had someone on from Pro Football Focus. And
Hmm.
Pro Football Focus actually they have something where they do era adjusted stats.
Yeah,
And even to me that's crazy because even like how can you era adjust a stat that's happening in this era? Like what? Like you
they
can't say
trying
like
to.
so if
They just trying to be cognizant of it. I at least respect that though.
I 100% respect it, but to me it's just like yes, if I'm playing in 2018, the offenses are wide open. They don't call they don't let the DBs get much hand grabbing and hand
Yeah, they
fighting.
don't. They don't. So you
So
have
how
to change
so
it.
so how can you adjust for something that's not truly tangible in the numbers?
I, man, and that's up to the data analyst, man. But interesting point. Do you know who owns Pro Football Focus?
I don't. I should, but I don't.
Chris Collinsworth owns it, man.
My God! Shout out to
Yep.
the one of the Bengals, dog.
He
That's
owned
my
it, man.
guy.
I learned that the other day, man, watching Football Life. Chris Collinsworth, bro, he's like a genius, man. He's like a genius, bro. I always respected his commentating skills. I didn't really like him as a player, but I respected him as a player because I was only a little boy then anyway, so I really didn't care. But as a broadcaster, I always thought that he just Pat Summerall was my all-time favorite, even more so than John Madden. And then after
Ooh.
Pat Summerall is to me it's Chris Collinsworth. He just got that voice for me. But the stuff that he's done to advance the game of football with stat taking and analytics and all that has been amazing, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, no, I'm Chris Collinsworth.
He's a Bengal too. You feel
Exactly. Chris Collinsworth, that's my guy.
me? The Bengal. He's the best Bengal.
Let's not get crazy.
Who you got? Who's the best Bengal?
The greatest Bengal of all time. I'm gonna go Anthony Munoz, then Ken Anderson. Anthony Munoz, Ken Anderson. Honestly, if he would have never gotten hurt, Carson Palmer would have hands down been the
Carson
greatest
Palmer
Bengal.
definitely could have. He definitely was up there, man. He definitely is up there.
Yeah, even in that short span of time, and then you got to go with AJ Green because
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about AJ.
he's a silent assassin. I actually heard a debate on whether AJ Green is a Hall of Famer, and they actually made a good point that he could possibly miss the Hall of Fame, and I actually agree with them. But that's for another podcast. We ain't about to.
Yeah, definitely another podcast. So what you
let
got?
me ask you this. Big Crit just dropped, bro.
Oh my gosh, I meant to put that on my notes, man. Listen, man. I was gonna tell you. I keep trying to figure out like the last two greatest solo albums to me, Victory Lap and Crit is Here. And I was trying to figure out, and I'm trying to figure out they both because Crit is just like Nip. He's integrated vertically to where that he owns his masters. That is a multi-project. He overseen it. He controls
to the Sunday.
He controlled the release date and everything. Is it that creative freedom that you have when you own your own property to let you give out pure arts of work? Because just think about it. If you're partnered or if you belong to a record label, they have the power to come in and say, like, no, your album's not ready. Like, we don't think your album is ready. And Crit has the power, or Nip had the power to say that it's done. Like, it's done.
So I'm gonna put it to you like this: because Crit is not 100% independent right now, and I can say this isn't one of my favorite Crit albums, just off the strength of you can tell he's on, he's on that I'm trying to catch one, and I'm kind of doing a little things different. I'm a little bit more mainstream. I'm not
experimental, man.
I'm not producing, all of my, own
You
tracks.
did, yeah.
But
I saw that.
it's still a great project. But I came into it listening with Cadillactica ears. You know what I mean? I wanted that down south gritty. I put it in my trunk. 2-6. I wanted all of that. It's like I wanted all of that, like just bass and just country. Back when he was talking about, like when he was too country, people didn't understand him type of Crit. But
you heard every word on this time.
You know what I mean? And he was still spitting. So I do appreciate that. I feel like he didn't necessarily lose the essence of Crit, but you can tell he was trying to really appeal to the masses in a sense, and not lose too much of his core fan base.
I think he did that, man. I think he accomplished that. I think he accomplished that, man. That's what, to me, is it my favorite Crit album? No. Honestly not, because like you said, I like that country Crit that's hard for other people to understand. Like I understood that Crit.
I'm from the Midwest, but we from the South. I'm 15 minutes from Kentucky.
That Crit spoke to my soul, like
yeah.
But I think to me, I like it better than a double CD. I like it better
Yeah,
than a double CD because the double CD, I felt like it was divided. I felt like the concept of it kind of boxed himself in where he had the Crit side and then he had the Justin Scott side. So it was on a Justin Scott side, like you got to give us a certain type of track. So it was
yeah.
like already you put parameters on yourself artistically when you did that. And to me, honestly, I never liked double CDs, man. There was only two that I really like, and that's Life After Death and All Eyes on Me. And I think that they shouldn't be made, honestly. It's just too many tracks, man. When you narrow it down to 14, 15, 16 tracks, I feel like you have a better chance of just hitting that home run. Um, but I was very happy with this album, man. I'm a diehard Crit fan. I'm going to the show in November. I'm probably going to do the meet and greet package, man.
Oh, I'm definitely going to the show. I already
And
got
I'm
it.
going to be there, Crit.
So yeah, I mean, I think we in agreement that even though it may not be our favorite Crit album, this still is a great album.
Hmm.
It's still a good body of work, and I
Definitely.
can't I can't be mad at it. Um, so what I'm trying to figure out now is, so we got Crit. It's something that we've been anticipating for a while because we're all
Hmm.
big Crit fans. What else are you listening to this year? Like, is
I'm
it too?
listening to
Because
Gucci.
okay.
I'm listening to Gucci. I'm listening to Dreamville, which is a collaboration. It's not a whole
Oh,
full album.
can I jump in real
Go ahead.
quick?
Go ahead.
And I Hill told me to make a point of this, and she's not here. But we need to get Nichelle in front of this camera the
Oh
very
yeah, I
next time
forgot.
we
I
see
forgot. Yeah,
her
we do. I
and
forgot,
get this
man.
Dreamville take
Yeah,
from you, Nichelle.
yeah, we need that, man.
Cause I got an issue.
Yeah, I got an issue
I
too.
got an issue. My bad. I
But
ain't mean
yeah,
to cut you off.
but
What
nah,
else you got?
I'm listening to T Grizzly. Um, I ventured out a little bit because it's streaming. I listened to the baby a few times.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's why I listen to it because you always be singing his lyrics. So I checked him out, and I was, what, it was better than I thought. And I'm also secretly, man, I cannot stop listening to Victory Lap, specifically Big, man. I find myself in the car. I'm gotta go somewhere in 20 minutes, bro. I listen to this song 4 times before I get there. Like,
yeah,
I got a problem, bro.
yeah. I understand that.
That
And
song, that album is powerful, man. And I also been listening to a lot of old Lil Wayne, man. Carter One, Carter Two recently.
yeah, I have a. I won't get into it now because we have 52 minutes.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is right now, basically for 2019, yes, I love Crit, but it's still kind of new, and it's really just starting to sit in my playlist. Him,
Mhm.
Primo, my guy Primo Rice. Um,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
that's my dog kicking the pimp shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my dog. So he just dropped today, so I know that
Yeah.
that's gonna be in my
I peeped
rotation.
that. Yeah.
But for the most part, yo, of 2019, my favorite album of 2019 has been this new YFN Lucci project, 650 Luch. It's
And you know
Gangsta
what?
Grills. I cannot
I
turn
gotta
it
go back.
off.
I
I
gotta
can't
go
turn it off.
back. I gotta go back. So somebody else they texted me the other day and said you gotta check that Lucci album out. So I'm a double back. I'm gonna grab it. I'm
Please,
not really
please.
a fan, but I have a blank slate. I feel like when I'm not a fan of somebody, I can
Yeah,
really go through and listen with open ears and really give an honest opinion. So next part, I have an opinion on that album.
yeah. So I also want to shout out the Mozzie Internal Affairs project.
Yeah,
Joints hard.
Mozzie, man. Mozzie's here. He been working with a lot of people, man. A lot.
Gangland Landlord. But
Yep.
I'm gonna do this for Hill because Hill's not here, and I know he's gonna give his take at the end of the podcast. But Hill loves this Tiger album. He he he,
He
he
got
will
some hits on that
he
thing,
got
man.
some hits on it, and you know what? I can't even lie. Tiger album rocking, bro.
Hey,
Like
Tiger, man.
Tiger
Hey,
album, he Tiger here.
listen. I have hated Tiger every year since the first year he came into the game. This year, and I'm not even gonna say just this year. I'm going back to 2018. Back to 2018, when he first came out with what was
Back
that song?
said
That
2018.
Yeah, the hit that he had. Kiss, what was it called? Or what?
Let, matter of fact, let me look it up. But what I can say is one thing about Tiger, because I liked Tiger for a while, because you can't deny it. Tiger gonna keep one, bro. Like
He keep
Tiger,
one, bro.
taste,
He does
taste.
keep
That's
one. And
that's what
that's
you was
why I
looking
hate
for.
him.
Taste,
Taste. Ever
but
since that, bro, I just said everything he said, it's been a hit. Everything he's done. So it's
bro,
like,
I was in college and Tiger was
hey,
dropping hits.
yeah,
Tiger,
he was though.
Tiger could keep one. I don't care what you think. And I look at him a little different because he was a grown ass man dating Kylie Jenner, and she was she ain't even
Ain't
go to
shit
prom
been
yet.
there, man. He was ahead of his time. He saw
No, that's R. Kelly time.
it.
But we're not gonna get into that. Shout out to the feds for picking R. Kelly up though. Congratulations. I don't usually shout out the feds, but
Yeah,
you actually did something right. So, but yeah,
yeah,
man,
man.
like Tiger, he gonna keep him one. So that Tiger album,
Yeah.
I'm definitely rocking with it. So
If you convert me, I always think if you convert me from a hater of your artwork to an appreciator, that's a feat in itself. So if you can convert anybody to you feel me? So I kudos to him, man. Kudos to him. He went back to the lab. He put the work in, and it's paying off. So it is what it is.
yeah, man. So I'm trying to think. We had what 56 minutes. We
Yeah,
talked about a lot.
yeah, man. We covered a lot.
I think we did a good job. So
Yeah, man.
anything else you gotta get off your chest?
Nah, man, I think I'm good. We'll hear what Hill got to say. I'm just really excited for football season. Y'all be expecting some new things from the Three Man Weave LLC. We got a lot of stuff coming under our umbrella, not just the podcast. Be on the lookout for that. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, support us, man. It's free. We don't charge for nothing. It's free.
State. Florida State, Florida State, Florida State.
Yes. Yes.
Woo! But yeah, man, you know where you can find us. Instagram, 3manweave _. Twitter, 3manweave _. You can
Mhm.
email us all your supporter questions. Please, please, please keep the supporter questions coming at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment. When you
Mhm.
hit us up in, the Apple Podcast Store, Google Play, wherever the
All of
case
them.
may be. Look, please, please, please make sure you rate us 5 stars.
Please.
Leave us a comment. You know what? Even if you leave us a comment in those comment sections, we do check it. We will
Yeah.
read it, and we
Yep.
will shout you out. So
We
please
will.
make sure that you leave your Instagram name, where you from, and your actual real name, please. And we gonna, we gonna holler at you and let you know, like, hey, bro, thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate the support,
Yep.
man. And the great words of Primo Rice. Peas up, hoes down.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.